So you're sitting in the office the other day. I understand you're on a Zoom meeting, and Tristan Wirfs crashes the Zoom call. Is that how that works? So that's how you met your right tackle.
Absolutely. He took up the whole doorway, which is exactly how we picture these guys looking, right? So fit the profile, huge smile, and it was great, And then the other part, too, is right outside of my office, there's a massive picture of him, so he's really protecting the offensive coordinator and the play caller at all times. So that was great.
He said, we spoke to him that night, and he said, this is new for me. I've never been a part of this. And I looked at your career. You've never been a part of this either. So new for everyone. So I know you want to hit the ground running, but there's business to take care of.
Absolutely.
And then these guys are going to come in, and they're just going to be staring at you. So are you ready for this endeavor and this next step?
Oh, absolutely. I started off my career as a head coach. So I was way back, right out of college, I was a head coach when I was 23 years old at the JV level. Now, this is big-time football, 14-year-olds, but everyone's looking for you for answers, all the coaches and everything. And so really ever since then, it's just, it's been kind of like just itching to get back into a role where I could be, the person implementing the plays, talking to the group, taking the direction, just finding what we do well. And so it's been a long time coming. And I've been just, sat in one place. I had a player tell me one time this saying, he just said, see a little, see a lot. And the thought was from one spot for 13 years, I could see the evolution of the NFL, in terms of player protection and safety, the evolution of the offense and the defense from one spot with a head coach being the same guy, the general manager being the same guy, and to be able to just grow with it right there, was such a gift. And so just that ability to be able to take what I learned there, bring it here, and add to what already is a great organization and a great head coach who knows what he's doing. So
I see all these videos of you, at Seahawks practices and training camp. You're this guy running around in receiver's gloves. Get the one touchdown pass in college, your shining moments. Are you the secret receiver that's just going to, you know what? I didn't make it on the stage as a player, but I'm going to show you this receiver that's got some thoughts on how to play offense in this league.
Oh, no doubt. No one's caught more passes from Russell Wilson or Geno Smith than I have. So I'm their leading receiver all time. No, that's just really fun, just a way to stay in shape and also just to give them somewhat of a look, you know what I mean? I'm not quite DK Metcalf, I don't look like, Mike Evans and Chris, but at least I could run a little bit and catch it for them. So it's always been a fun thing. And I know that the energy that I bring to that is infectious and it affects the staff as well, and we'll be upbeat and we'll be doing stuff like that too here.
I know in a few weeks the team may look a little different, guys in, guys out, and then you're really going to know what you have to work with. But when you watch film of this team in 2022 or even further back at the guys will be here, what'd you see? What'd you like?
Man, I just what a gift. My first time to be able to be the coordinator, to have the pieces like Mike, Chris, Russell Gage, when he was in there, I know he battled some injuries, but just the explosiveness out of those guys, Rashad White, seeing him and Lenny just firsthand, watching them in Germany, whenever we played them. And this offensive line, the pieces that are already in place. Kyle Trask, a guy that I really liked coming out, and his ability to distribute to Kadarius Toney, to Kyle Pitts, Damian Pierce, and some of the guys that he really helped set themselves up for high draft places, and success in the NFL. He's got the skill and ability to be able to be that point guard we need him to be. And the tight end group, the versatility that they bring, the experience of Cam, and Cade, just the young guy ready to rock, and Ko Keith and the different roles that he'll be able to play in our system. I'm just really excited to be able to implement the system and the offense that I have.
You've worked with very good receivers, very good veterans. Now you're inheriting some very good veterans in the receiver room. Do you lean on a guy like a Mike Evans who's been there, done that, seen just about everything in his, I still call it a young career, that can help you along the way?
Absolutely. If you watch the film, there's so much carryover with the different routes that they run. It behooves us to the starting point to keep some of the verbiage the same for these guys who have had success, to keep some of the angles of the cuts for the routes the same, and to learn the whys and the hows of what they're doing so that then we can train everybody, because we're a developmental-minded staff, so we want to make sure we can use the veteran players to help elevate everybody. so that we're all growing, so those are going to be some important conversations.
And finally, you've mentioned so many people that have crossed paths and been an influence in your career, your life as well. I'll pick two. Your wife, who, from what I read, really encouraged you to pursue coaching years and years ago. And you eventually run into a guy named Pete Carroll that changed your life. So those two relationships in life and in football, what do they mean to you?
Oh, everything. I mean, yeah, my wife, it was my second year coaching high school ball, and my dream was to take over the varsity program and bring our high schools, my alma mater, Carson High, bring them back to prominence and just be there, crank out state championships, city championships. And after the second year, she said, babe, don't take this the wrong way. You're really good at this. We could go anywhere, make it all happen. I got your back. And she did. She worked 4 or 5 jobs, different jobs, picking up, working as a barista at Starbucks, working at Nordstrom and in men's furnishing, she's working at the church part-time. She got her master's and started teaching at the junior college when I was there, and we kid and we say she was putting me through medical school, for a couple of years. So yeah, she's by far and away the most important. And then Pete's just like, he's my football dad, and we're family. His son Nate and I are best friends. So I never imagined doing this job without Nate, for the first time. But Pete really he made me see everything. He made me say, okay, you can't just look at your position. What else is going on? Look at this dynamic happening over here behind the huddle while practice is happening. Keep your eye. Hey, you see how he's frustrated right there? Go meet him. And just the little things. All those little coaching points along the way, him challenging me to really just like open my eyes and see a bigger picture, because he was always training me to do the next thing, to be a coordinator, to be a head coach. And he always talked to us that way, valued our opinions, and asked us to speak up in front of rooms. And so really groomed me and a bunch of other guys for these opportunities.